Hi guys, Lisa Joyce Goes here, the Rev, with the Thinking Moms Revolution. I'm here with a short message for you thinkers and doers regarding the numbers that were handed down from the CDC yesterday. Hi, sweet boy, you want to come say hello? Jewel Osco. Okay, Jewel Osco. Hold on one second.
What's up?
Jewel Osco.
Squeak to sneeze.
Jewel, you think you'll feel better if you can sneeze? Yeah, I'll feel better. Do you want images or YouTube?
YouTube.
Okay, YouTube. All right, buddy, there you go. So as I was saying, I'm here with a short message in reference to the numbers that were handed down yesterday from the CDC. As you well know, Dr. Colleen Boyle of the Center for Disease Control told the American public yesterday that 1 in 68 children now have autism, autism-like symptoms, or spectrum disorder, the whole variety of behaviors that falls under that umbrella. 1 in 68, that's 1 in 42 boys, and shockingly, that statistic does not include children under the age of 8. That means my precious boy Noah, who we have been working very hard to recover for the past 5 years, was not even included in that statistic. That means most of the moms that I work with at the Thinking Moms Revolution, most of the moms I work with in advocacy, their children were not counted either because their children are not 8 yet either. So obviously the numbers as they are reported are not accurate. It would, of course, cause quite a national stir were we to report the accurate numbers. But I would suggest for those who want an accurate counting, go to your local schools. Ask the teachers, ask the educators who are forced to find a way to educate children who cannot sit in a chair, children who toe walk, children who verbally stim, who cannot attend. Ask the educators in America how many kids have autism, and I think you'll get a very different number. My mother-in-law, who is an educator for 30 years, has a wonderful quote, which is, "Do you mean to tell me that I didn't notice that over a quarter of my class had special needs and I just missed it?" We can't keep going with this better diagnosis. We all know that that is just a smokescreen. So those of us who know, those of us on this side of the fence who understand the medical issues that belie our children, the bowel disease, the metabolic problems, the methylation issues, the neurological dysfunction, all of these things work together to create proprioceptive, vestibular, central nervous system, neurological system damage that needs to be corrected. We all know that autism is medical. We all know that autism has an environmental impetus. We all know that genetics play a role from the standpoint of the parent's medical history. If there is a history of allergies, asthma, ADHD, or autism, as Dr. Ken Bach talked about back in 2005, before my son was even born, those kids are susceptible to immune issues, immune dysregulation as the result of our preventative medical care system. So I would have and would like thinkers, all of the thinkers among us, to do 2 things. The first of which is to start an honest and open dialogue with your pediatrician. I have been doing this now for 5 years, and in the time that I've been doing it, I have seen many pediatricians open up. They have seen what has happened to the children in their practices over the course of their development. They've seen healthy babies that were developing normally become ill, develop high fevers, rheumy cheeks, dark circles under their eyes, food allergies, skin issues, bowel disease, bam, autism. It's at a fever pitch, and I think we all know with the law, the mandatory vaccination that's taken place in Colorado of all places, we have to step up. We have to share the science that we are reading that is not being funded by the pharmaceutical industry with our physicians. We have to help them understand the socioeconomic policy that holds vaccines in place. We have to help them understand the profit motive. So the easiest way to do this is with the science. You can't argue with the science. So Go in for a typical visit with your pediatrician if your child has a cold or your child has something that you want investigated. On a side note, I still see my pediatrician. I have 2 pediatricians, sometimes a third, because if my child receives a particular diagnosis, I want to be able to back that up. I want to know that it's real, that there's not guesswork involved here, that we're going to be treating whatever the issue is right. So I keep on hand and on our team several pediatricians that I consider to be viable doctors who are willing to partner with me. So take your favorite study into your pediatrician. Say, it's funny when I look at how Johnny's symptoms evolved. He got sick, he had a high fever, he had a lot of antibiotics. If this is Johnny's history, I'm just giving an example of mine. He developed food allergies, he developed skin conditions, he developed food sensitivities, he started to lose his appetite, he developed pica, he got bowel disease, and bam, he had an autism diagnosis. And when I look here at this study, Autism and Clostridium tetani, I see that back in 1998, this researcher was documenting these happenings in children. I find that when my son was born in 2006, this isn't such an anomaly. There were many kids who came along before him who had developed medical symptoms that were very significant, and then they culminated in a mental disease diagnosis of autism as opposed to a medical diagnosis. Of course, there are quite literally hundreds of studies for you to choose from, and I know that you've got your favorite or the one that stuck out for you. Oh, my kid's a poor methylator. Clearly, I can see that right there. Oh, those labs indicate to me that my child has the beginnings of Crohn's, which could be the beginnings of autistic enterocolitis. Take whatever study you have to your pediatrician. One more minute. Lowe's pediatrician. Or Lowe's what? What do you want? Lowe's what, buddy? Ceiling fans? Can you say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
There you go, buddy. Lowe's ceiling fans?
Wow, draw this, man.
Sorry, guys. Hold on one second. There you go, pal.
No.
So the second thing I would have you do is stop engaging with people who are being confrontational about this. There's no reason. Your time is too precious. Your time to yourself, your time devoted to recovery, your time with your children, your time with your family, your time doing things that you want to do, it's too precious. Do not engage. Do not engage. This issue can be resolved with a 4-word sentence. Anybody who wants to argue, and quite frankly, let's think about the absurdity of that. Someone who does not know you or your child is going to argue with you about the veracity of your child's medical care and your child's medical diagnoses. It's absolutely absurd. Don't engage. 4-word sentence, read the package inserts. Nobody is qualified to speak to you until they have done that. And you can let them know they're simply not educated on this topic, and it's not something that you're going to discuss with them. So those are the 2 things I'm being called. Those are the 2 things that I would ask you to do as thinkers, as revolutionaries, to help us advance our movement. We are at a place in history where we need to move forward. We need to engage. Right now, big pharma, big healthcare, it's the only game in town for our kids. And we have to find a way to work together. Don't give up. Believe in recovery. Believe in the science. Believe in your children. And believe in yourself. Peace.